Hello everyone, this is Mary Ann. I'm here to show you my new Franklin Covey and how I have set it up. This is it, but I want to show you where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the personal sized soft piano in aqua, and I've already done a series of videos of how I set this up and how this is working for me, but I have also mentioned that it was too small for me when it comes to the rings, because it turns out that I actually need a lot just to be organized. And I have redone my tabs for the new setup, and that's already what I placed in the Franklin Covey, and that's what I'm going to show you guys. So first off, this is where I'm coming from, and this is where I am at now. It's kind of huge. It is huge. Just to show you guys how it compares, this is how it compares. And we are looking at an inch of additional width and an inch of additional height. So it's really, really big. But coming from 23 millimeter rings to giant, super duper giant, humongous 1.75 inch rings, I can live with this size. This actually came advertised as having 1.5 inch rings, but when it came, I measured it and it's 1.75, you guys. Let me show you. It's 1.75. Oops. Yeah, it's 1.75 inches. So that's really, really big. And I was expecting the 1.5 inch rings, and then when I saw that it was 1.75, I was wondering if I actually needed that size. It could be too big, but turns out it's perfect. So I have the ring size that I want, and the binder is not very pretty and it's not very portable, but if this is what I need, I can make this work. So now let me bring you to the setup. There is a pocket here and a secretarial pocket here. This is kind of hard to get into this pocket right here. So I can imagine this can be for smaller slips of paper that I don't want to fall out. Not that anything would fall out of this thing, but maybe if I need more security, I can put stuff in here. But for now, this works because these are the slips that I actually deal with every day, and these are the slips for filing. So if I see them here and they're starting to get a little thick, I can file them away. And there's a pocket right here. It's a slit pocket, and this is where I put the jot pads for filing pads. Now, these are the sections. This is my cover page. This is the Holstein Manifesto. And the prayer book is still the same. I still have my, the stickers of the foil butterflies were still too much for me, so I redid my dividers. This is just ordinary. This is not board material anymore. This is not stiff paper anymore. This is the ivory luxury paper that I use on the page per day planners that I'm selling on Etsy. I used it for the dividers. It's much thinner and I don't really need really thick dividers anyway. So I did this minimalist divider thing and redid the tabs. So that's my prayer book. It's still the same. Next is Me and Finances. The contents are the same. So I have 3, 6, 9, 12 cards that I use every day. And oh, here's a tip that I can share with you guys. This is my debit card. It's what I use for online transactions, and I was always afraid of whipping this out, and for some reason, by some mad skill, somebody would get the details of this, because I also use this to make payments at the grocery store, at the convenience store, and at the department store, and at the gasoline station. So at the gasoline station. So what I did was I scanned this back to back and then stored that on my computer. And then, of course, I have written the complete numbers and the security code down somewhere in a safe place. And then I just put some sticker paper over this one and over this one. That way I can show this in videos and whip this out whenever I need to without worrying that people will get the credit card numbers on here. So let me just put that back there. And this is the top opening envelope that I made. My cash is still in there. This is the envelope for the lottery tickets that I purchased, a bank card, and this is my car registration for the year, tax certificate for the year, and these are a list of just some bank numbers that I'm managing. And this is my capture section. I just have here a flyleaf and post-it notes. That's all I ever use. I don't use washi tape or decorative stickers. This is all I ever use, and I hardly ever use them anyway. I just want them to be there if in case I do end up needing them. And these are just some notes to myself. These get filed once every couple of days. Ideas. And I really like this paper. And this is graph paper. I've always been a user of graph paper. I find that my lists look more orderly this way when I am writing notes on the fly or when I am scratching out a quick reminder to myself or capturing an idea. It's more organized. But I don't need really the graph paper for my planner pages, but I need it for the capture pages. So that's all there is here, just some more scrap paper. And then I have the list section. I have lists that I am monitoring, to-dos, slips that I have to deal with, bills that I have to pay. They all go into lists because those are the basis for the item that I put down on the list. And here are the list of emergency hotlines for me to call in case of flood or fire or any emergency. And next I have a section. This is for projects. I have a next action. These are my next action things that I'm monitoring. I have a book project. It's kind of big, so this is just the first phase of it, and this is just the skeleton of it. I have a larger file that's in my computer, and that's what I use. But for now, if I'm out and about, I just need to be on top of where I am at any given moment in the project. And then this book project is almost done, so this is the last phase of it. And then I put down in projects the updating of my blog, because my poor little blog has been abandoned since March 15, and I have to post something for each Friday that passed by from March 15 unto the present day. So I have I have drafts of these already, but I just can't finish them. But I have to sit down and deal with them sometime. Maybe one blog post a day is an okay goal to aim for. And then I've also put down on the projects section the loans that I'm monitoring and the retirement that I'm monitoring, and then my financial wish list went into project because if I keep thinking about this as a financial wish list, it is not as powerful as thinking about it as a project, something that you actually go towards, and not just a wish list that you can, strive for if you have time, if you have the energy. It will have more power if I consider it as a project. So that went into projects. And of course, because I have an Etsy store, I have a tab for it. This is where I note down the prices of the purchases, so that I can do the costing properly, and I have already mailed off the parcel to the first buyer, and then um, possible designs, and these are the rates that the post office gave me. They were out of those little flyers that they give out, so I just copied what was on the board and then put that down here. So there, more blank pages for future use. And I have a ghost section. This is not what you think. This is not what you might think. I'm actually going back to school, and I have a novel that I have already written. It has ghosts in it, but I wanted it to be more than a ghost story. I want the ghost there to have an actual literary function to reveal character and the concern, the sociological concern of the time in which the novel is happening. So here are just my notes on that. My notes on my novel, my notes from things I read on my Kindle and things I read elsewhere. I have to note them down here. Everything is here, and I write on just one side of the paper so that I can paste them on the A4 sized notebook that I have provided for myself for school use. So that's why I have written only on one side of the paper. So there's that section. And then you have the calendar section. This is my 2 pages per day chronodex. It's right here. I'm already here, coming from the Midori Traveler's Notebook chronodex, and I have purchased this from the local Franklin Covey store. It's the pouch page finder, and I'm supposed to put here the core values that I have to go by, so that every time I make a decision, I'm always reminded of my core values and I don't lose track of them. But right here, I just put down the routines that I have to follow for weekdays and for weekends and holidays. So that works for now. And this is my task list for today. I am on leave from work, so I have all of these errands to deal with. I've already done a video on this particular setup, the chronodex 2 pages per day, which I designed and printed out for myself, and a version of this is also available on Etsy. And I have already placed here the calendar until the first week of November. And I just have some tracking for hormone therapy. And then I have my annual goals. Maybe I should transfer this to projects. That can work. And then I have the life tracker. Clara, or my summer touch, has a video on this. She crosses out the years in which she has lived to remind her that she has to accomplish certain things at a certain age. So it also works for me. And then I have here a section for blog. These are just the loose ideas that I have for my blog. Some ideas, sketch notes, drafts that I printed out from my computer. But the monitoring page of this is in the projects list. And then next we have the author section. It's just a catch-all for everything else. Story ideas, quotes, and 2 of my favorite poems here. And then I have my journal here. Nothing's on here yet because I'm still on the Midori Traveler's Notebook, so the pages are not here yet. And then the next section would be university. You have already seen this. And I just took the admissions test this morning, and it was so difficult, you guys. I almost wanted to cry. I did review for that, but it was more difficult than I expected it to be, but I gave it my best. So I'm just crossing my fingers that I pass. And then next we have the section for my day job. It has still the same office directory in it. And finally, I have a section for my son. And then at the back part of it, I have my flyleaf And the Gilio, these are the Gilio leather swatches which arrived today and which I also put up a video about. And then here are some blank checks just in case I need them when I'm out and about, and I have my business cards here and my Coletto Lumio pen, which does not fit on this pen loop, so I fit it on here. This pen loop carries the 5-color Coletto, but this does not fit in any pen loop because of the rubberized grip, so I just clip it on here. So there's my setup. This is huge, but not as big as an A5, or how I can estimate an A5 is going to be. So I'll see if this works. I have another Franklin Covey binder. This one is not leather. This one is the burgundy aniline leather. This one is burgundy synthetic leather. This one has 1.25 inch rings, and because I'm now here at the 1.75 inch rings and I know that this is the right ring size for me, this is no longer going to work. So I'm going to put this up on Etsy. So it's in very good condition. There. I am not going to use it. This came with this, so I'm gonna put that there. So that's my latest setup. I think this setup is going to stay for a while. I have everything I need: school, Etsy, projects, and I think I can make this work, because the only quarrel that I have with this is the size of the binder itself, but everything else is okay. So there. Yeah, I really think I can make this work. Let's see if I can live with this size for long. Okay, so that's my setup for this video, and until next time, thank you for watching. Bye!